Where do we begin? Started this year in Alaska. I'm ending it back in Florida. And we've seen a lot of crazy stuff. We've had alligators, from crocodiles to eagles to bears. This is the first time where I've consistently put out a video every single week. Daily, if you count shorts. And it's been a lot of hard work. Each one of you watching, I can't thank enough. We're almost at 1,200 subscribers, and we're only growing higher and getting more and more. And if you're new here, hi. I'm Benny, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. I've picked 8 of my favorite videos. Either they did the best and you liked them the most, or I genuinely liked them the most. I enjoyed making them the most. So I have 8 of those lined up for you, the best of 2024. So please enjoy it, and I will see you in 2025. Bye. There he is, our first of 2 alligators, who's literally living in luxury. This is a man-made lake, easily 2 times the size of an NFL football field. But the owners teach water sports out here, and they can't have an alligator wandering around. That chirping you're hearing is actually a replication of a baby alligator's sounds. It draws the alligators out, either to defend babies or eat them, because they are cannibalistic. But this alligator is super skittish already. It's not a typical nuisance alligator call. And if I miss him, we won't get another chance on him, because this lake is huge. My initial cast, I thought it was perfect. You can see the line in the water, but I missed him somehow. He's facing us, and I must have bumped him, because he slinks right back under the water. Reeling it back in as fast as I can. I'm hoping I didn't blow my opportunity. I have no idea how they skipped right over his back. Ooh, and he's up. Oh. Perfect. Bingo, and we've connected.
How do we help you? Okay, sounds good.
Really?
Today we have my friend Lou with us, and his friends from Canada, Emily and Amanda. But where did Lou go?
Whoa!
You sound like you need help. No storm drain, is there?
There is, but you're right.
Am I right?
Yeah, way over there.
Oh, alright. This might be sick. Fix that knot. Fix the knot. Fix the knot. Where you going? My concern is there's a storm drain somewhere hidden, because if he goes into a storm drain, as soon as the braid hits that concrete, it'll snap like yarn. Is there one over here? No. Alright, cool. I catch a lot of flack for the way I hold the fishing pole. When they run, I don't like having the pole straight up. I've lost a few gators that way, and I like walking the gators back to reel up all the slack. It's just what I found to work the best in most situations. Ooh. Stop rolling, stop rolling. There's his head. Get his head. Ah, got him. Now we just gotta pull him up on the bank. Ah, he's biting the grass. Either of you want to jump it?
Yeah? No.
Yeah? Just show him how to do it. Don't jump with it.
Don't drop it?
Can you?
No, I want them to do it.
And this.
So what's this? What you're gonna do?
Is.
First, you obviously gotta watch out for that hook. Benny, you sure about that?
Keep the hook out.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, boys.
You're not gonna. Alright, so
just
you're
watch
gonna
the
pull
hook right
that
there.
tail straight back.
You're gonna go both hands right for the neck, and when you get down,
cinch
have
down
your
all
butt
your
right
weight.
here and push all the way towards your butt.
Okay. And then just hands around the neck.
Yeah,
Yep.
just don't go any further.
hold it
Don't go
Yep.
back. You can go slow if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, now push all your weight down on him. And he'll come get the tape. You missed the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
What is he doing? I don't know.
He's looking for a gator, don't you know?
Yeah.
You want her to hold the drill? Or no?
You comfortable with it?
I'm comfortable with whatever you
Alright.
want
So you're gonna have him hold. You're gonna hold the jaw as tight as you can. Right there.
You're not gonna lose. Do not lose.
Hold it as tight as you can, like your life depends on it, because your hand does. I'm not kidding.
Good job!
Great job. You missed the whole fucking show. Yeah. I guarantee he's looking at spiders.
Probably.
He's probably fingering himself.
Well, there's
Jesus.
also an iguana around here.
There is an
Is it
iguana?
really?
Oh yeah, so he might have seen that.
That's
Who knows?
funny.
It's all kinds
Alright,
of
I'll get the eyes.
around here.
Do you actually take the eyes?
Yeah, calms him down. My mom hates it. My mom, oh, why do you always do the eyes?
Yeah.
No way. Is
6'3". 6'3". Yeah.
I'm the one who measured it, and I, looking at it now, don't think it's 6'3".
God.
This one, on the other hand, it's a little bit bigger than 6. This alligator's between 8 and 9 feet, and he had been spooking some of the city landscapers that actually have to mow around this pond. So my plan was to sneak up and drip the rope over his head without having to use the fishing pole. What I didn't account for was Daniel and Lou creeping up with me. Alligators are curious by nature, but they're very wary of humans, let alone 3 of us basically circling around him. He wasn't sticking around to find out what we were up to. When he's off.
Scary.
I gotta move quick. I gotta get to my pole. We gotta figure out where he's at. You'll see these little bubbles
not.
that are basically like a line determining where he's at. They're stir up the muddy bottom or releasing gases, and that's how you can kind of follow him. There he is. He's popped up. Come on, Benny. Reeling it in, reeling it in. Okay, pull. Got him.
Holy shit.
Ooh, and he's tearing off. Hear the line going. Zzz. Ah, my mortal enemy, the dreaded weed monster. When weed like that piles up, causes so much tension on your line, it will snap your line.
What I really need is all that debris off the line. Yeah.
I cannot afford to have this weight on the line any longer for 2 reasons. It could snap the line, or it could cause not enough tension on it and the hook could pop off.
Right here. Here. Yep.
Listen to the grind of that reel. This pull is Old Faithful. Missing an eyelid in the middle and missing about 6 inches off the top.
I really want that grass off. I can hold it there. I'm trying to get that shit off.
Watch this. Wasn't even grass at all. What is that? Ha! A garbage bag full of water. No wonder it weighed so much.
I'm not stepping any farther out. Right in front of you, Daniel. Yep, let's go.
Wow, not quick enough. Not gonna have too many chances at this.
It's like 9 for the record.
So much grass. Thanks, Lou.
I'm gonna bring it right back. Out there. Out there.
See, we can tell by the bubbles.
Gain some distance.
Let's go, Danny boy.
He's out there. He's gonna pop up any minute. He's right in front of you. Right here.
Somewhere right here. Watch your hand.
Dropped off, by the way, Benny. Alright, she's not.
Bringing her up.
Oh, right there.
Get him.
There you go.
Oh, God.
Great.
Is he gonna
Whoa,
fall in?
hold on, don't fall in.
Jesus.
Woo!
Oh my God.
Almost ripped Daniel off the bank.
That pole off. Get it. Watch Get the pole off.
I'm getting to it. He's so feisty sometimes.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, you gotta go somewhere else.
If only I could just explain to this alligator that he's going to a full-fledged resort.
Why do you want to tie her to the tree? Hold on.
It was the, yeah.
Watch. Now I don't have to hold on. Look at that. Told you. Much easier. Young.
Lou cracks me up.
Tail stripes and everything. Nobody's wasting any energy.
I don't know whether I should record this or not.
Go ahead.
City purposes.
Now your turn.
Oh, it's just spiky in the bum.
This is one of the more crucial moments. We use our own body weight to hold down the alligator, and that way we can secure those jaws.
Pull her neck up. I'm not. I was holding some up for sure.
Now you see why I use the tree? I know you guys don't think it's necessary, but that gave us a good 30 seconds to let her sit while we got our energy back. Otherwise, one of us would have been holding her, burning our fingers. Up higher. She's beautiful.
That's crazy.
All right, so give me your assessment of this alligator. Young, female, male?
Young. We don't know gender yet. But how you can tell a big alligator is still young.
You'll know this once we get her typed up. We'll tell you the gender.
So you see all the yellow coloration and yellow stripes? Younger alligators tend to keep that color until they become older.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Where show me yellow stripes.
Right here. All the yellow colors.
Okay. When they get older, then what is that?
They turn black.
Black?
me to cut
It's
that?
darker?
No.
What does everyone think?
I'm going female. Manifest.
What do you think?
I'm
No
gonna
idea.
say head to body ratio
Female,
and the
maybe?
jowls male.
Really?
Yep. Because see the jowls and how big the head is compared to the body. That usually, for me, signifies
You
female.
watch the head come about the judges.
So here's your science lesson of the day. Male and female alligators look very similar, and they only have some variations on looks and sizes. Typically, males are bigger than females, but it is hit or miss. I caught an enormous 9-foot 9-inch alligator that was just thick as ever, and she's laid eggs twice now at Wild Florida. So the only way to know for certainty whether it's a boy or a girl is, well, you gotta take your finger and stick it in their cloaca vent. Just like birds, all reptiles have a cloaca vent. It's where all the good bits are kept inside. So mating and going to the bathroom, it all goes down at the same exact spot.
Do you want me to help you?
Yeah, do you want to get image?
One last fight to let him know he ain't happy.
I got it.
But what he doesn't know, this alligator and the smaller one we caught earlier are all going to Wild Florida, which is an awesome wildlife park in Kissimmee. If you ever want to go and check it out, it's a lot of fun, and I have a lot of alligators that live there. So, all we got to do is climb up this steep hill and load them up into the back of the truck, and then tomorrow morning we'll be on our way to take these alligators to their brand new home. He really is a beautiful alligator, and I think Daniel ended up naming him Bert.
Alright, watch this spin. Watch this spin.
The apex predator of Alaska. Brute force, raw strength. I'm taking you right into the heart of bear country. Alaska, the last frontier, for good reason. Over 57 million acres of wilderness nestled in amongst its soaring mountain ranges. With spring's arrival, that means one thing that has me very excited. The bears are waking up. Our journey begins at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, the best place to see animals up close and prepare us for what we could come across throughout Alaska's harsh wilderness. Is a sanctuary, not just for bears, but for an entire ecosystem. Black bears and grizzlies are among the many animals that thrive here. You have moose, bison, ox, coyotes, even porcupines, each and every single one having a unique role in their ecosystem. The animals here live in paradise, the closest thing to being in the wild. They each have massive enclosures, so finding the bears here isn't just a little walk into the local zoo, but we're on the right track. Beautiful, big feet left in the mud here. We're on the right trail. Here's our first set of bears. This first one's dozing off in his cave. He's pretty cute. And now this second one, this one is actually in a rehab enclosure, much smaller so they can monitor his health. Black bears are the smaller species. They're excellent climbers, but we're looking for their big brute cousins, the grizzly bear, and I think he's right over there. Check him out. This is exactly what I hope to find out there in the wilderness. We've just snuck in right before close. We basically have the whole park to ourselves. This was the third time coming back to the bear enclosure. The previous 2 times we struck out. Now this is either JB or Patron. Both grizzlies here are siblings, and they came here in 2004, but they had a sad start to life. You see, their mother had killed a moose calf in a backyard of this man's house, and the man was afraid the bear might try to attack his dog, killing their mother, unaware of these babies nearby. When the man saw these two cubs, he immediately called a biologist who wrangled them up, saving them from a miserable death. These cubs wouldn't have lasted long without a mom. They would have starved or became food for a pack of wolves or even another bear. As you can tell, they've thrived here and living the best possible life any orphan bear could ask for. My ambition is to set out and find these bears in their natural habitats. I've always wanted to see bears in the wild. Here's my chance. No better place to do it than Alaska. Grizzlies, black bears, I welcome both. I'm stoked to get into bear country and attempt to get bears into your heart. I can't wait. We've made it into the heart of bear country. I've never actually seen a wild bear before, so I got my fingers crossed. With over 100,000 bears here in the state of Alaska, I reckon we have a pretty good chance. Let's hit it.
So this is perfect little stream for any surrounding bears around us. Come right down here, get a beautiful drink of water. Let's test it out. Oh, try some of that. These little trails right here, I'm almost certain are from termites. So it's possible that a bear has kind of come up here and just gone picking and licking at them, because they'll eat all sorts of insects. Ants, grubs, termites I'm sure are on the menu too.
Black bears and grizzly bears are omnivores. Actually, the polar bear is the only bear that is a strict carnivore. Now, the reason the grizzly bears and the black bears are omnivores is for one reason: opportunity. They are prime opportunists. They will scavenge for anything they encounter. They'll scavenge carcasses, they'll hunt fish, small mammals, and they love berries. Blueberries, especially blueberries. But they'll even eat small insects, they'll eat grubs, and in the spring, what they heavily rely on is this fresh, dense vegetation like this green, fluffy vegetation that comes up during the spring. That is what gets them through until the salmon arrive. The unbeatable power of water. Thousands of tons a day pounding through these rocks for millions of years. And yet these fish surpass every obstacle these falls throw at them. Every single year, one of nature's most brutal and awe-inspiring journey begins. Driven by instinct to return to the freshwater streams where they were born, salmon travel thousands of miles swimming up streams.
You gotta get close because you can't hear over the waterfalls. But the salmon, they're running and they're jumping over these awesome falls, and they're high too. You gotta think what a powerful fish that is. But it's cool, that's good news. The salmon are running, that means there's bears in the area. Fingers crossed. Also, make sure you don't trip and die over these rocks.
By the river, these fish show their incredible strength. These salmon are capable of leaping as high as 12 feet. They use their tails as engines, propelling them through the crushing water upstream, beating seemingly impossible odds. Under these waters, things are far from calm, finding small pockets to rest before making the move forward. Salmon are guided by their sense of smell, homing in on the exact stream where they were born. Scientists call that olfactory imprinting, a biological GPS built for survival. Defying gravity, these fish face challenge after challenge. Strong currents, massive waterfalls, and predators. Where there's salmon, you'll find grizzlies. These bears rely on this seasonal bounty to build up the fat reserves they'll need to survive the harshest of Alaska's winters. But salmon aren't the only thing grizzlies eat. Grizzlies are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Their diet includes everything from berries and nuts to small and large animals like rabbits and caribou. Grizzly bears can eat up to 90 pounds of food during peak season. To put that in perspective, that's like eating 350 hamburgers in one day. These massive animals aren't just hunters, they're ecosystem engineers, spreading nutrients through their scat. That's exactly what I was talking about. So, this is a much more older scat than the one we saw earlier. The one we had seen earlier was real fresh, like maybe 30 minutes fresh. This one's a couple days old. And as I was explaining earlier how they were omnivores, you can see, God, these mosquitoes are terrible. They're not even mosquitoes, they're like these little bugs that leave these big old red dots on you. But as you can see, this is much older, and all this is literally grass in there. That's all it is. It's just vegetation. So, this bear was primarily eating the grasses in the area. Very cool stuff. You can learn a lot from examining bear poop. And yes, I did just grab bear poop with my bare hands. Here, taste it. Yes, even bear poop has purposes. It fertilizes plants and keeps the ecosystem thriving, a constant cycle of life and death. The name grizzly comes from the grizzled or gray-tipped hairs that gives this bear that distinctive look, giving them that rough and rugged look, perfectly matching that persona of the Alaska wilderness. And it's not just for looks. In Alaska, grizzly bears tend to grow larger than the cousins in the lower 48. They can weigh over 1,000 pounds. Despite their massive size, grizzlies can run at speeds of 35 miles per hour. That's faster than the running speed of an Olympic sprinter. So it's safe to say that's one race you won't be winning. But grizzlies aren't the only species of bear you'll find here in Alaska. The American black bear. Now don't let the name fool you. Black bears come in a variety of colors, from black to brown, cinnamon, and even white. They are the most widespread of any other bear in North America. There are estimated 100,000 black bears in Alaska, making them the most common bear and making the odds of finding some very high for us. Ooh, good sign. This is a good sign. That's fresh. Fresh bear poop. That means we're close to them. We're on the trail. Hopefully we'll find some. And we found him. So we're gonna make our way right up over to him before he gets into the woods, hopefully. Don't think I'll make it there in time. No, we lost him. We missed him. Shot up into these woods before I could get the car. I didn't want to go too fast, real bumpy. Didn't want to scare him either. Rats. Second time out here. Bears are highly vocalized creatures, and they communicate through these vocalizations like huffs, grunts, and that all too familiar bellow, that whoa, the one that you hear in the movies. And they save that for when they're fighting or to warn the people or other animals, like, hey, I don't like this situation, stay back or I'll rip your face off. Allow me to set the scene for you and why the anger coursed through my veins. Just wait. We're creeping up on this beautiful mother black bear and her two babies when out of nowhere, oh, to say I was livid. I was steaming with anger. This is the first time, one of the first times I'm gonna see a bear in the wild, and it's with cubs, and some dude thought we weren't going fast enough, and she shot off into the woods, and here we are trying to see where they're at, and they're all scared, and the mom's freaking out, and the babies, they shot up the tree. So we parked right on the side, and when I tell you, this would have been a beautiful shot. We would have rolled up nice and gentle, and there they were. They would have been sitting right there on the side of the road, eating the grass, and it would have been a beautiful scene. absolutely ruined. Not absolutely, because we got to hang out with them and see them even though she was on high alert, but it just ruined the moment. And they're such beautiful animals. I'm tired of talking about that guy. But let's give black bears their due respect, especially mama bears. Protecting her cubs make her one of the most formidable forces in the wild. That being said, though, between a grizzly mom and a black bear mom, I choose to face the black bear hands down. Black bears are excellent climbers and often climb trees to escape threats like that jackass in the truck back there. Now, because of the baby's abilities to climb, mother black bears are more likely to retreat knowing their babies are safe high up in the trees. But I wouldn't go out and test these theories like I did. Sneaking up on these bears, it's delicate work because they can smell us way before we can see them. So in this trail, we've seen a couple before. This is the trail where we were gonna sneak up on this beautiful mama bear with 2 babies, and we were gonna drive right by him. And that dude had honked him and scared him off into the woods. We had seen the male running around where I got that bear scat from, but he had shot off into the woods, so we didn't get an actual opportunity to film him. So now we're kind of right before we leave, because we're going to be coming back day after day, and we're going to be spending as much time as possible so we're actually film some things. Let's go see if we can find them. And we found him. Oh my God. There's a mom. And there's 2 babies right there. This is awesome. Oh my God. And so they're eating all the grass. The grass is gonna be their main diet throughout the year. They have to eat as much as they possibly can before the winter when they go into hibernation. God, this is incredible. Oh, the babies are so cute. Look at the little babies. They're having it on the grass too. He's like, itch, 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 itch. She'll stay with these cubs for the next 1.5 years, teaching them everything she's ever learned throughout her life, preparing them for a life on their own. During the summer months, black bears are highly active, foraging extensively to build up fat reserves for the winter hibernation. They enter dens in the late fall where they can remain there up to 7 months without eating or drinking. That's where this female would have given birth to these beautiful little fluff balls. This is their first time experiencing the calorie rush, preparing them for their first hibernation. I can't get over how they chomp, chomp, chomp at the grass, and you can hear it too. It's adorable. I'm so content. I could sit here for hours and watch them. To a lot of people that interact with bears and they see bears in their daily life, I really am jealous of you. This is one of those pinch me moments for me, and it's simply because I came out here with a mission to see bears in the wild, and I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of sights, but nothing prepared me for this. And I almost went a different direction, and I just had one of those feelings where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna backtrack and I'm gonna go back the way I came. And I literally got to sit here within 10 feet. Yes, I was in a vehicle, but sharing the exact same space as this mother black bear and her 2 adorable teddy bears. Make no mistake, these are wild animals, and if I gave into my intrusive thoughts and I ran up to the baby and grabbed his face, kissed him on the lips, and just played with him like you play with a baby dog or your cat at home, that mother bear would probably rip my throat out. But it was so special, and they're so adorable, And if you don't love bears at this point, there's something wrong with you, because they are just incredible animals and as adorable as all get out. Bears, I love them. God, so cute. As my time here in Alaska winds to an end, I'm truly speechless. No words will ever begin to explain Alaska. You just have to see it for yourselves. The bears, the sights, the otherworldly experiences this place will give you. Alaska can eat you up and spit you out, but it will also leave you with this overwhelming wonder and respect for the beautiful planet and the animals that we share it with. I'm saddened by my adventure coming to a close, but even more excited to return. For the next time I'm in Alaska, we'll be walking side by side with these Alaska giants. Grizzly bears, black bears, up close and in the wild. Oh my, I just can't get enough Alaska. Anyways, if you made it all the way to this end, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Over the last several years, I've had my fair share of alligator captures. Crazy ones, solo ones, over-the-top, downright massive alligators. I've even been tossed like a rag doll by a few. But for some reason or another, none stick to me like this poor, elusive little 5-footer that no one said I'd be able to catch. Oh yeah, we got him. If you know anything about me, I grew up absolutely in love with Steve Irwin. And this capture is really special to me, not because I'm all by myself with a massive alligator, which I would have loved for it to be. The poor little fellow was barely 5 feet. No, it's my favorite because it reminds me of all the great memories I have from the time I was 4 years old when my mom put Crocodile Hunter on for the very first time, and I was hooked, watching Steve Irwin catch crocodiles just like this.
Which was great. Dad bought me this old National video recorder, which I'd jam in a tree, on the mud bank, put it on the front of the boat, on the back of the truck, absolutely everywhere to capture a piece of history.
We're gonna be running into some trouble though. Storm over there, storm over there. Woo! It's gonna be a wet one. And we're getting poured on. Most likely I'm just gonna swing by and check it. If he's in there, it's gonna be a wild little tussle. But we'll find out soon. So I'm all alone too. Dun dun. Alrighty, here is the lake. We're gonna see if... Now this pond's in the heart of an RV park. Everything's secluded around it in tough bush. Does not look like it's down. Here's the moment of truth. Oh wow. We might have an alligator in there. There might be a gator in there. Trap door is down. So this is the first time I've ever used a steel cage to trap an alligator with. And I have no idea if it's 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, because what everyone says is there's a big alligator in here, but there's also a smaller one. So I've basically found a palm frond, broken it in half, taken electrical tape, wrapped it around my phone, and I've shoved my phone into the dirt so I can capture whatever I find inside this trap. Oh yeah, we got him. Yes! We got him all right. He's a little one. Not as big as I was hoping. I'm more excited that there's actually an alligator in here and it worked. Nor the size, don't really care. Thomas built this by hand and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. He had never gotten an alligator in it. So I'm happy as heck to be the first one. Thing is, there's a bigger one in here. So I gotta be careful. I'm gonna position you a little bit somewhere else so you can see the magic. Alright everybody, so he's in the trap. It's the little one. Apparently there's a bigger one in here, but it's the little one. So I'm gonna get my lariat here and we're gonna pull him out. You stay right there, please. The other thing on top of it, pouring down rain, there's a thunderstorm going on, and there could be another big alligator in and around the vicinity, so I gotta be careful. But the bank here is really steep and really slippery. With the wing nuts off the back door, I'm gonna try and position the trap into a little bit of a higher position so that way there's not as much water in there and I can get a good look at the alligator and give me access to his top jaw or his neck so that way we can pull him out of the trap. Inching my way a little bit closer at a time. If I take too much of a step, I'm gonna slip. Grabbing the lariat. I can just see his head in there. Gotta position it around. Come on now. Let's see your head, buddy. I'm letting him walk right through it. The water's just clear enough that I can see him. Go. Oh, got him. Here we go. Yep, he's not happy at all. He's feisty for a little guy. Oh, he's going off. Look how hard it is for me to try and pull this alligator up the bank. The rain has made it so slippery, I have no traction. Oh, he's so cute. Gosh, I wish he was 8 foot. Oh, he's making little noises. All right, so I'm gonna take a stick. We're gonna pull him up over here. I don't have any electrical tape on me. It really is a shame people want alligators removed in general, but this one is so little, he could barely eat a dog, maybe a cat if he's lucky. All right, where can I put you? Right now. All right. Now we gotta jump him. Watch your toes. Nice and easy.
That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Except for the part where he's biting down on the lariat. Now what I'm doing here is I'm not hurting it, I'm tapping his head. When you tap the head of an alligator, it kind of like triggers this response where most times they'll open their mouth. But not in this case. He's locked down. He is not giving up that rope. He's like, this is mine. I win. If you're taking me out of my pond, I'm taking your rope with me. So I'm just going to tape him up with the rope in his mouth. Doesn't really affect him at all. Once we let him go, we'll be able to get that rope out of his mouth and he'll be a-okay. Okay, well, he's going to go the whole way with that rope in his mouth. Nope, he's got the wiggles. What a tangled mess. This was one fun capture, and it is ultimately my favorite. Like I said, do I wish it was a big giant alligator? Yes, 100%. That would have been exhilarating. But he's a cute little 4.5 footer, and I love him. He's a gorgeous little gator. I've gone on to catch dozens of alligators that dwarf this little gecko, but even catching my largest alligator over 11 feet doesn't match it. I wanted to share something that means a lot to me. This capture sums up for me how things come full circle and how seemingly small things can impact the course of our entire lives. From the 6-year-old watching Animal Planet, fast forward to 20 years later, alone in the rain, phone taped to a tree branch, catching alligators, and hopefully one day it'll be crocs too. The symbol of the United States of America, the symbol of freedom and power. When you think of the bald eagle, where do you see them? Soaring over beautiful mountains, snatching salmon out of the frigid rivers. How about congregated by the thousands, ripping through garbage at the city landfill? Why are they here? What's the reasons behind America's heroic bird eating from human garbage? And are they truly living up to their name as the trash eagle? I've been told that bald eagles are like glorified buzzards or trash birds, but I didn't expect it to be quite literally. Now, trash birds is a term referred to birds that bird watchers see commonly, which is so funny to me, because for me at least, seeing a bald eagle back in Florida, it's a moment. It's awesome. And here, they're like seagulls back at home. They're everywhere. Thousands of them. I'd start counting, but they blur together. The longer you stare, the more you see. Absolutely everywhere you look, there's one near garbage, on garbage, or munching on something in the garbage. But they are prolific scavengers, especially winter months. It's more common. Makes sense. Food's limited, winter's harsh, really harsh. But this, the city dump? Trash? Jeez. Here's a fun fact. The year was 1782, when Congress adopted a national symbol, a bird to represent our nation's freedom and democracy, and on June 20th, 1782, that bird was the wild turkey. That is if Benjamin Franklin had got his way. Thankfully, he was outvoted, and today we are represented by the fierce bald eagle and not the turkey. Bald eagles are incredibly resourceful birds. When they see a chance to grab a quick meal, they'll take it. Unfortunately, this sometimes means turning to the garbage dumps or landfills. While their natural diet consists of fish and small mammals, bald eagles are opportunistic feeders, exploiting the easy food source found in garbage. The bald eagle is Alaska's largest species of bird of prey, with a wingspan reaching 7.5 feet, found only in America with estimated 30,000 birds. Bald eagles are more abundant here in Alaska than anywhere else in the United States. With the changing of seasons, this gives me the perfect opportunity to get a little closer.
Here in Alaska, there's actually two different species of eagles. They're the bald eagle and the golden eagle. So we have the obvious bald eagle here. Now, these younger ones right here, they look strikingly similar to the golden eagles. So those are either young golden eagles or actually young bald eagles. They look very similar. But, you know, now these younger ones, they actually won't get those traditional white feathers till they're about 4 or 5 years old. That's when that beautiful white feathering comes in. Bald eagles were endangered and almost completely wiped out in the lower 48 states from habitat destruction, illegal shooting, poisoning, and pesticides. And Alaska's hands weren't clean either.
Over 120,000 bald eagles were killed in Alaska from 1917 to 1953 due to a bounty program aimed to protecting salmon and fox farms. They couldn't handle the eagles ruining their profit margins. We as humans can pillage any animals we want, but God forbid any animal does it back, then it's just chaos. Thankfully, in 1959, that all came to an end, with Alaska becoming the 49th state giving these eagles federal protection.
Now it is illegal to kill, keep, and even possess a feather of a bald eagle. So if you happen to find one, I reckon you keep that to yourself.
They've made a tremendous climb back, and in 2007, they were officially removed from the endangered list. Cruising around the landfill, I've noticed these eagles ripping into something. I could smell it long before I could make out what exactly they were eating. It definitely wasn't trash. Maybe something died. I've never watched bald eagles eat. Here's my chance to sneak up on them and take a look at what they've found. I only move when his head is down. I have to be careful, because any sudden movements and the gig will be up. They have one of the best eyesights in the animal kingdom. He's distracted with his meal, so I'm moving in a little bit. Ooh, almost spotted me. He knows something's up. He knows I'm here. He's weighing out the odds, food or escape. And he's sussing me out right now. Luckily, he's a little bit more hungry than he is scared, and he dives back down into the food. Look at him ripping into it. Look how gorgeous these birds are. I just can't see what they're eating. It's clearly not garbage. It's definitely some animal. You could smell it. I'm positioned behind this broken old desk, and I could just see the birds, but I can't see what they're digging into. The smell is casting all across the landfill. Every single eagle in the area is waiting their chance to get a feed. Check out this big one that just showed up. Oh yeah, he's pushing the other ones out. Check him out. He said, I'm in charge. He wastes no time. He's coming right in. Look at him. He's kind of cleared the way. Look at that little hop. He's checking it out, checking it out. Ooh, he says, that looks yummy. This one's so focused on the food, I have an opportunity. I grab this old couch pillow, and I'm thinking I'm gonna move a little bit closer, see just how close I can get. I'm eager to know what they're eating. He's staring right at me. I gotta wait my moment. As soon as that head goes down, I'm going. Okay, here we go. Slow and steady. This is great. He's completely focused on the meal. He doesn't have a care in the world for me. Oh, he stopped. What is it, buddy? I'm worried he sees me. I took the risk of moving positions. No, don't fly. Oh, what? Oh, bigger bird came right in. Oh, he said, get off my meal. All right, I took this opportunity to scoot up right next to the meal. But I think it's blown. I don't think anything's coming back.
Yo, it's a seal. Get out here. So check this out. There's still a bald eagle there. 2 eagles here. Look what they were eating. Come here. So if you're squeamish or anything, this is your kind of chance to either skip along or just close your eyes, because I do want to show you how messed up this is. So if you come in here, right by his foot, right there, you can see it's cut. So all that skin is gone, and I'm hoping these were not illegally harvested, but all their meat's here. There's a chance maybe they got hit by a boat, maybe they had a disease or something to where they were not able to salvage the meat because they had been dead for so long. But discarded in the local dump with these trash bags that you can get. I feel like if it was done legally, there's a lot more better ways you could have done about it. So this is one of those things. The eagles love it, but not their average garbage they're chewing on. They actually got a meal here, like more natural type meal. Go check those guys down there. They're waiting for me to clear out of here so they can go back to eat. As cool as it is to see eagles feeding, I prefer not to be illegally poached animals.
This really is a great meal for these eagles. And yes, it is always sad to see animals harvested for their furs, but for the eagles, they're not burdened with how it got here. And just coming out of winter, this is a perfect meal to kickstart their metabolism compared to sifting through all that garbage for the last several months. The trash eagle, the bald eagle, they truly are ultimate survivalists. Coming from Florida, I really am blown away at how common they are here and how adaptable they are. I've really gained a lot of respect for them, but that comes with some added concerns too. Watching them sift through our scraps makes me wonder what we humans could do better as far as how we dispose our garbage and how it affects the wildlife around us. As for the eagles now, with the arrival of spring, the eagles are branching back out into the wild, hunting as they should be, as the way we know them, the true symbols of power and freedom. Thanks for watching. The boys and I moved not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5, 6, but 10 gorgeous American alligators, all in the span of one day.
Watch out, guys. Whoa. That was close.
Every once in a while, time comes when alligators have to be moved because they outgrow the existing enclosure. And that's the case with these 6 beautiful American alligators. They're all sitting around the 8-foot mark, and they're going into a luxurious, massive pond in Orlando where they can live the rest of their lives and swim to their little heart's content. But first, we gotta catch them. Alrighty, first one is Chewy. Oh, he's full of energy.
There we go.
What you're seeing is the death roll. Alligators and crocodiles, when they grab onto an animal that's real big, they'll start spinning violently to rip a piece off so they can eat it.
Oh, the rope got tied up in your shirt?
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Talk about a wardrobe malfunction, right?
Oh, you want to jump him? Or you think?
Let him roll again. Oh. Get it all out, buddy.
What they're waiting on is for him to burn up some of that energy, tire it out a little bit before Daniel jumps on him, makes him a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, but we're gonna get that out of his mouth.
Excellent. That's 1 down, 9 to go. The next gator on our list is Grumpy George. Everything's been going real good with these first 2 gators. They've gone real smoothly. Besides Corey's shirt entanglement, there's been no real hiccups. And even Grumpy George, despite his name, is going real quietly. We put a towel over their head and calm them down. It also kind of hides Corey for when he's ready to jump on them. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Not a big fight, but he's still got some energy left in him, and George wants nothing to do with Corey on his back. And I don't blame him. If only these gators knew where they were going, I reckon they'd all walk single file right into the truck, ready for the ride to Orlando. Beautiful work. Next up is the God of Thunder himself. Let's have a crack at Thor. Look at the attitude in him. Watch what happens as soon as they try to pull him out of the water. Just going ballistic. And what better of an alligator to be the first one that I jump on for the day. I've just arrived and I'm itching to get on an alligator. I've jumped on a fresh alligator, ready for a battle, and he reminds me of it. Oh my God, thank goodness Corey taped that mouth shut. I'm going for a ride. Corey jumps back on, we cinch down all of our weight, restricted his movements. That way we can get a little bit more control of him so we can move him out.
Oh, he makes the best pops, like during feeding time. Oh, bam!
Ready? Just going between me.
Oh, hang on to him, boys. During that transition, Thor felt a little bit of a gap, took his chance, and he went for it. Easily the heaviest one in here, so we're trying to position ourselves to make it comfier for us to move and for him.
Are we lifting? Yeah. Hold on. 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Out of the enclosure, down a little tunnel, and we're gonna let them down. We got this little corral where we're resting them until we can move them all at the same time. Thor was a fun one. Now it's Daniel's turn to do a little bit of roping as we go for Sam. So I'm into the water, Corey's splashing, Daniel's set up with the rope. The alligators, they're on to us. They just watched 3 of their friends get plucked out of their enclosure, and they don't know what's going on. So the other 3 have submerged under the water like, nope, if you're gonna get me, I'm gonna make you earn for it. So we gotta poke around and try and find them, while Daniel is gonna do his best to throw a rope around him. Daniel's awesome. I wouldn't want anyone else with me when we're catching alligators, but roping an alligator, it's not Daniel's strong suit.
Put it down right now. You got it.
I've only successfully lashed over an alligator once by tossing.
You can do it.
You got it right there, buddy.
You can kind of see the difference between captive and wild alligators right here. A wild alligator would never let you just gently drape the rope in front of their nose and be like, oh wow, how are you today? A wild alligator would be going crazy, ballistic, spinning and being all chaotic.
It's so hard watching someone else. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's good practice for him.
And I want to apologize about the camera angle. I kind of just shoved my phone in a spot to capture everything that we were doing. And Daniel really is in an awkward spot because every time he wants to pull on that rope, it just slips right off. That's what I mean by bad spot, because the rope is barely snagged onto Sam's teeth.
Hold on.
Ah, bummer. Rope slipped off.
Yeah, Benny, just hold still.
All right, slip the noose over the head. Pull, boys. Pull, 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 pull. Up the ramp, hitting the diving board. The diving board won't hurt him. Just a little bit of a help. Perfect. With Sam on land, the boys hold it tight, and Daniel's able to jump on him, and we'll get him secured any minute now. Alrighty then. While Daniel and Corey finish up with Sam, Michael and I are going to go after Macho Man's bride herself, Miss Elizabeth. I'm sliding back in to find her next alligator, but I'm using a stick because, well, I definitely don't want to end my foot into the wrong side of an alligator's mouth if you catch my drift. I got this first alligator in my grips while Michael's going to throw the rope around it.
There you have him.
Ooh, time to go. Ooh, hits the cinder block. Don't worry, everybody. The cinder block is fine. Just a little bit of emotional damage.
I got this one going. Where's that one going?
Ooh. Oh, you can smell that musk. Nice throw. There we go.
Nice throw, Michael. Sam is still taped up in the corner of the enclosure. He makes a break for the water, so Daniel runs to cut him off. You got a feisty alligator, cramped enclosure, too many people around, and he's letting us know he doesn't like it. Look at Sam. He's like, maybe they won't notice?
6 months away from 50 years old. And I'm feeling every second of it.
Everyone wants to know how you tell a boy from a girl? Daniel knows.
Alright, we've been right. I mean, during mating season, that's the one they're all interested in.
Just gonna fucking do that.
Language, Benny.
Woo! They're my. They're in the eyeball. Nice, full of dirt.
First half's done. Now we just gotta carry her into the corral. Steady, Daniel, you got her? Hold on.
Just barely saved that. Can I go down? Hold up. I need my foot.
And this is how you carry alligators. Just grab a couple of your best friends, hold on tight so no one gets smashed.
Okay.
Well, so much for our corral.
Oh shit.
They're all going, I know.
He's under the fence. Go down.
Oh boy, so our corral wasn't exactly corralling, with the alligators having their own ideas. Chewy's wedged himself underneath the fence, George is hanging out with the monkeys, and Thor, where's Thor?
We got 2. We got 3. They're going for 4. 5 is up there. 6 is in the water.
Ah, cheeky little fella.
Oh, that's the heaviest one of all. That's Thor.
Oh, right in the leg. That's gonna leave a mark. All right, the shenanigans done and over with. Right back into action. We got 1 gator left to catch. It's little Fiddlesticks.
His head's right here.
I'll get him out of the water.
Pull him straight, Daniel. Pull him straight.
1 more gator. A little gator. Should be pretty easy, right? Watch how this alligator literally flips Corey off his back.
Watch out! Watch out! Whoa!
I'd say he didn't appreciate being called little.
I was literally just about to go sit on the back. Yeah.
Pop! Don't you just love a jaw pop in the morning?
That was cool.
Fingers checked, hands check. Boys are good, gators good. Great job. With the capture of Fiddlesticks, that marks 6 beautiful American alligators that are ready to be loaded up into the truck. And when you gotta load a couple of heavy alligators, man oh man, does a wheelbarrow really come in handy.
We
might lose. We had to start with the bigger ones before we could tackle the little guys. The smaller gators are somewhere between the 4 to 6 foot range, and they're moving in once we've moved the bigger ones out. Now to just do this 5 more times. It's rinse, cycle, and repeat. And even Cameron stopped by to help out. He wasn't missing out on any of the action. And once we're finished loading up these alligators, we can then go after the little ones and put them in their new enclosure. Sam Jr. was caught off camera, so now the next alligator we got is Missy. She may be little, but she is mighty. Watch this. Look at the power of that tail. Let's look at that again. Oh, makes my legs hurt just watching it. These smaller alligators are a lot easier to deal with, so we can basically just walk them over. Ah, the evil dirt monster reared its ugly head again.
Hold on one second. Anyone have a dry shirt real quick? Oh my god, it sucks. It sucks.
Get his shoulder. His shoulder. Hey,
I'll get the water.
No, his shoulder. His shoulder.
Somewhere.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, turn my glasses.
Oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus, that sucks.
What are friends for if you can't use their shirt to get dirt out of your eye? Sometimes the release can be a lot more dangerous than the capture, and the placement on my phone was almost disastrous.
No.
No, Dingo. Oh, don't you dare bite my phone.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Oh my God. Dating would have killed me. Ooh, that was a close one. Missy's done. Peanut, you're next. Cameron here volunteers every single Saturday working real closely with these smaller alligators. But he was at school all day and he missed out on us catching the bigger ones. So we had him right in there moving all these alligators.
Go from neck and push down.
Alright, go to the neck. Stand up like this. And go backwards. Great job, Cameron. Now the only alligator we have left is Luke or Tripod. Whichever way you slice it, he's missing an arm. Now this is the biggest one of the bunch. His name's Tripod to some, his name's Luke to others. We're not really sure how he lost his arm, but the debate at hand was actually how big he was. And Daniel and I both should have went and got lottery tickets after this. And we're about to measure the big one. 7'10". Daniel and I literally guessed 7'10". This is Corey's boy.
Definitely my favorite.
His name's Tripod for a reason. Let's go a little knob.
Ow. You're in. You got it right. Dinner, chicken dinner.
Nice. I know.
Some people call him Tripod. I call him Luke Skywalker.
That's Corey's boy.
Yeah.
Last alligator of the day. The boys and I are gassed. Tripod slinks off into the water, and we're out of here. There we have it, the final box to check. All 10 alligators successfully moved, and now all that's left is to take the 8-footers to their brand new home. And here it is, their brand new home, because this is what it was all about. This was our end game, was getting them to their forever home, and it's a beautiful, luxurious, and naturalistic pond where Chewie, Thor, Sam, George, Miss Elizabeth, and Fiddlesticks are all going to be able to swim to their little heart's content. This is a beautiful farewell. They're all happy. We're all happy. Job well done. Alaska is notoriously known for its massive mammals on land and in the sea. But also living in the oceans around Alaska are these incredible alien-like creatures that are captured daily by the lowering of the tide cut off from the rest of the ocean and what are known as tide pools. Tide pools here are like time capsules. They hold remnants of ancient ecosystems and offer a glimpse into a world that remains home to these little aliens. My first stop is the Alaska Sea Life Center. These touch tanks are the perfect representation of what we could find in the tide pools. Take this sea star for example. Its 5 arms aren't just for show. These arms are packed with tube feet that allow it to cling to the rocks even when the tide crashes in. It's like nature's version of rock climbing. There's so many different species here, potential species we could come across. We have the fish-eating sea star, the red-banded sea star, the leather sea star, and my favorite, the sun sea star, capable of having 40 arms. 40! Think about if we had 40 arms. Trying to buy a shirt with 40 sleeves? Yikes. This little guy here is a hermit crab, constantly on the lookout for a bigger shell to call home. And these delicate sea anemones, I have as much as a hard time saying that as Nemo did. They may look like flowers, but don't be fooled. They're actually fierce predators using their tentacles to paralyze tiny fish and unsuspecting shrimp. Talk about survival of the fittest. See that little ball of spikes? Yep. You guessed it, that's a sea urchin, and they use those spikes for protection from predators. The only soft spot are their mouths, located on the underside. They have a unique structure called Aristotle's lantern. That's pretty neat. A set of 5 teeth that they use to scrape algae off rocks or chew through kelp. Woo! Aristotle's lantern. That's something I'll never forget.
So this is our first starfish, and it's actually not a correct term because they're not fish at all. Now there's over 2,000 different species of sea stars, which is technically their proper name, and not all of them will actually have 5 arms. The sun star actually will have up to 40 different arms. It's pretty impressive. Imagine this, but then times like 8. That's pretty neat. So they have no brain, no blood, and when they eat, their stomach actually comes out of them. So it comes out, and they'll eat on clam shells, mussels. What they'll do is when they're trying to hold on to their food, they have these little suction cups. They actually grab their prey, and they'll eat on them, and that stomach basically comes out, eats it, and digests their food, and then it will suck back into their stomach, or into their body when they're all done eating. And most species can actually live over 30 years. They're crazy little creatures. Now, what they say is also you should never lift them up out of the water because they'll suffocate, right? Which is really weird and really bizarre to me because, see, he's just sitting here out of the water. Now, that one's out of the water, too, for the most part until a wave comes. So it makes me confused because of all the research I've been doing, you should never lift him up, right? Kind of like that. So here he is in the sun and only get in the water when it splashes over him. Now, of course, the water will rise and they'll be back underwater, but it's very interesting, very neat. And they're like little aliens. So cool.
At first glance, these tide pools might seem like ordinary puddles, but if you get a little closer and you'll see they're bustling with life. This is a world of micro proportions where survival is a delicate dance. These creatures have adapted to thrive in this environment. You never know what you're gonna find under each rock you flip. It's incredible how so much life can flourish in such a small space. Look at these little fellas. You boys better get back under something before you get eaten. As you can see, the water's starting to flow back in. That means high tide isn't far away. It's incredible that every single day these creatures do this little dance. They hunker down when the water comes back in, and they wait for the water to flow back out, giving them a whole different ecosystem to explore every single day. look at this little fish I found. I have actually no idea what species it is, and I kind of wanted to catch him. So I found this little shell. We're going to check him out. Check him out. Isn't he a little cutie? Now, tide pools aren't only a nursery for small fish species, but also baby starfish. Anything baby, anything little that can hide under these rocks, they're going to live here until they're big enough so that way they can stay away from all the predators out in the ocean, because you know they're out there. This has to be the community center. Look how many things are in here. And check this little thing out. To this day, I have no idea what that is. I tried to do some research, and the furthest I got was isopod. And it looks like one. Not one that'd be on land, like if you had a bioactive enclosure. This thing lives in the ocean. Look how beautiful the little green thing is. He just looks like a little green pickle. They are so cool. Easily the coolest thing that I found in the tide pools and underneath these rocks. He is the definition of a little alien. He's not a plankton, but he kind of looks like Plankton from SpongeBob.
Oh, no. No. I don't want to live there. No, thank you.
Exploring tide pools is like opening a storybook full of ancient secrets. And while it's exciting to witness their beauty up close, remember, we must protect these natural wonders. Leave only footprints, take only memories. And the next time you find yourself by the coast, take a moment to peer into a tide pool. Who knows what hidden world you might discover. Look at him, cruising right in to check me out. I want to try and get the rope around him without having to break out the fishing pole. I started splashing in the water, trying to pique his interest, get his instincts going, but he stalled out right in front of me, only 10 feet away, but just out of reach. Now, I kind of want to clue you in on what wasn't captured on camera. He was sitting in the vicinity of those overhanging branches across the lake, and I had bought this brand new pole, casted it towards him, and nailed it. Perfect hookup. Into a tree, that is. Snagged it in good on an overhanging limb, trying to pull it free, and bang! Snapping my brand new pole in half. Which means I had to drive all the way home, 15 minutes there and back, while I left Daniel to keep an eye on the gator to grab Old Faithful, aka the pole missing 2 eyelids, 1 in the middle, and 6 inches off the top of it, to come back and snag this alligator, which is where we are picking up right here. Oh, surfaced. Not enough time to get the rope on. She's peel and drag. Now, we always know where he's at because see those bubbles out in the distance? Those are actually gas deposits that are in the mud, and when they plod along the bottom, they crawl on the bottom of the lake, they're releasing those gases that bubble up on the surface, and that's how we can keep an eye on them. You can see him getting a little bit more. Now, what you're noticing is I'm dragging him back. I find it so much easier. Instead of putting all that tension on your reel, I will grab my reel and walk backwards, pulling the alligator closer to me, and then I will walk forward again, reeling up all that line that I gained. Now, this alligator's real close to us. See all the disturbance in the water? Those are those bubbles I'm talking about. We'll have this alligator any minute now. Sometimes it's really quick. Other times it takes several hours. He's coming up. He's coming up. Ooh, there he is. Go, Daniel. Got him. Ooh, he's a lot bigger than we thought. Oh, he's biting the pole. Oh, but the hookup's not that good. It's around his eyes. This is not good. We might lose him. I'm going to have to get in. Getting in the water with a barely noosed giant alligator is not very smart. But I have to get that rope past his eyes, around his jowls. The jowls are those big giant muscles that are responsible for how hard they can crunch. All that pressure of force. See how that rope is just in front of his eyes? He'll slip that off. I have to slide it down over his neck. Riding a dinosaur while he's trying to spin around. Look how big his head is compared to me. Almost the size of my upper torso.
That is cool.
Beautiful alligator. Ooh, big giant teeth that I do not want to feel. Come on, we're so close. Look at this alligator. Ooh, he's gorgeous. Look at the back scoots. Look how rigid they are. Literally looks like Godzilla. He's got his feet in the ground. I am literally unable to get him to budge. Come on, big fella. Oh, he's death rolling. Spinning. This is why I can never have nice shoes.
That is a big alligator.
Just got the wrap bound around him. It kind of helps us out. It's kind of a funky position. Woo, watch your hands. Easy, Benny. I get so in the moment sometimes. I was standing in such a bad position. I kind of noticed it, so I went back to pulling him back up. Because at any moment, he could have swung, grabbed my kneecap, and I had another blown out knee. New game plan. I'm going to pull on the rope. Daniel's going to grab his tail. We'll see if we can get this big boy up onto the bank. It's not a steep bank, but it is an awkward one. There's quite a bit of a lip. I'm going to have to pick him up. I don't want to pull on his neck too much, so I'm trying to get this rope in around his jaw. Ooh, he's like, put your hand in there. I dare ya. Oh my God, he's cool. So I'm trying to get this rope around his jaws so I have leverage over his jaws, and I'm not really pulling up on his neck. I really don't like it. So as you can see, I'm trying to make this little makeshift loop go hunkered down around his jaws. He's just biting the grass. I'm so glad it's the grass and not a foot. Watch, see how I have to pick him up and put him up over this lip? He's almost there. Come on, boys. We almost got him. He weighs so much. Look how much of a struggle we're having just to pull him up onto the bank. Oh, he's such a big, cool alligator. All right, that roll kind of helped us out. Push, Daniel. Push, 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 push. Ready? Ooh, there we go. And he's up. He's going to bite my shoe. Ooh. All right, he's on the bank.
You want a bigger one? Hold on. Give me some slack. Whoa, Daniel. Yep. Stay on. Pull that back. Pull that back all the way.
Ooh. That rope slid off like that. A little scary.
Ready? Yeah, you're good. You're good. His jaws are way too thick, dude.
Ooh.
Holy shit. He's like 10.
Look how much I'm trying to push those jaws together. Easily probably one of the strongest jaws of an alligator we've ever caught. I've never had to try that hard, even on the 11-footer. I never had to try that hard to pull down those jaws.
Don't try this at home with electrical tape, okay? This is all they had at the moment.
Gotta love an audience.
You take the rest off. See how that tape's gonna hold.
All the alligator's jaw muscles are designed for a crunch, for a boom, for a snap, and hold down and stay closed. Trying to open an alligator's jaws is almost impossible, but closing them, now of course with the size of this alligator, you saw how difficult it was for us. And most alligators that are under 8 feet, it's really easy to hold their mouths closed. Once you're going in the 9-foot plus, and definitely the 10-foot plus, you have to use everything you got to hold those alligator jaws closed. And sometimes it's different because of different alligators. This one in particular was really tough. What I'm trying to do right now is get a little bit more leverage around his waist and his head, and not so much on his throat. Something happens when you're moving big, heavy alligators and there's a lot of tension on their throats. Something happens to where it can kill them. Unfortunately, it's happened before, and other trappers have told me this has happened with them as well. It's very rare situations, but it has happened. So I'm trying to limit that because we got to pull him up and put him onto a dolly and move him onto the truck. And I don't want anything to happen to him.
You guys did awesome. Awesome job.
Bring these guys out a beer. Sorry about all the audience, man, but we know it's senior living. You can't tell these people what to do.
You guys did really good. That is awesome.
The bigger one?
Say, for $5 a picture, we could get people to sit on there.
Up like that.
Look at Daniel, man. I just love how much he loves these animals. Anytime Daniel can cuddle an alligator, man, definitely will take advantage of it. We got prime transportation for him, wheeling him back into the parking lot. Beautiful alligator, man. Put on one heck of a fight. The ordeal was crazy. Snapping a fishing pole, running home, catching the alligator again. Wow. Tell you what, man. I wish I had a film crew follow me, hands down. Look at his beautiful teeth, man.
Sorry, buddy.
God, I love alligators. Do crocodiles live in Florida? It's an age-old question. A question quite possibly as old as the crocodiles themselves. Crocodilians have been on this planet for over 200 million years. They were around with the dinosaurs, they ate the dinosaurs, and they outlived the dinosaurs. Join me on this adventure. We uncover 10 awesome facts about our prehistoric neighbors. Our adventure takes us through the Florida Everglades to the coastal waters of the southern tip of Florida, where the crocs reign supreme. This is actually the only place in the world where crocodiles and alligators coexist. American crocodiles range from right here in the Everglades, through the Florida Keys, all across the Caribbean, Cuba, to Central America. He's right there. See him? He's right there on the other side of that boat. See him? No. Right there. They used to spread all through Florida, but due to habitat loss, past hunting landed them on the endangered species list. However, due to conservation efforts, they've bumped up to threatened species, rebounding from 300 odd animals to 2,000 individuals we have today, which is a huge step in the protection of this species. Unlike alligators, American crocodiles have a specialized salt gland that allows them to process the excess salt out of their bodies, allowing them to drink from the ocean, perfect to thrive in the salt water like this boat marina. American crocs' powerful jaws are filled with 60+ cone-like teeth that will pop off, revealing a brand new tooth ready to take its place. Crocs will go through over 3,000 teeth in their lifetime, perfectly adapted for their diet of fish, birds, and small mammals. Bonus fact, crocs are cannibalistic, meaning the bigger crocs, they'll eat the smaller ones. Rough life for baby crocs. Everything wants to eat ya. Speaking of baby crocs, check out this little fella. Unfortunately, roughly only 1 out of 100 baby crocs will make it to adulthood.
Dude, it's a baby American crocodile. See, he's not even a foot long. And he will get as big as the one that we just filmed.
American crocs are one of the largest species of crocodiles. If this little croc is a boy, and he's lucky enough to survive, he could get between 13 to 16 feet. Some males even reach up to 18 to 20 feet long in Central America, whereas the females don't typically get bigger than 10 feet. But there's always outliers in the animal world. Crocodiles can live for a long time too, some even reaching the age of 100 years old. Like all reptiles, crocodiles are ectothermic, which means that they rely solely on the heat and the sunlight to warm up their bodies. Another incredible fact about crocodilians is the gender of the eggs is completely determined by the temperature. The cooler the eggs, the more females. Warmer eggs, all males. Crocs are my all-time favorite animal. Aren't they just beautiful? If you have a favorite animal, I'd love to know about it. Leave a comment down below. Despite the fierce reputation of crocodiles, the ones here in Florida are much more shy and reclusive. Alligators are the more aggressive of the two species. But make no mistake, both are incredibly dangerous animals, and American crocodiles in Central America have been known to attack and kill humans. Here in Florida, there's only ever actually been 2 recorded attacks. These prehistoric creatures have rarely changed in the last 240 million years. Yep, they have been on this planet for that long. They survived 2 mass extinctions, including the asteroid that took out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago, and an ice age. While feeding, crocodiles will swallow numerous things, sticks, leaves, stones, anything that gets caught up while they're eating. But they'll actually swallow stones to help themselves digest foods, just like some species of birds. Which segues me into my last bit of knowledge for you. Did you know what the closest living relative to the crocodile is? They're actually birds. Both crocodilians and birds share a common ancestor, the archosaurs. Crocodiles are more closely related to birds than any other species of reptile, which makes you wonder, if birds aren't reptiles, then should crocodiles be? This is my second time here, our second time here, and it has just gotten better. Didn't disappoint at all. I need a minute, like, I don't even know.
It's hard to process.
Yeah, like, within the span of 10 minutes,
We found 4 American crocodiles.
4 American crocodiles.
The biggest one 9.5 feet, and then we found a hatchling from this year. That's probably a couple.
Dude,
Insane.
this is single-handedly one of the greatest moments of my entire life. I don't even know what to say, dude. Oh my God. This is nuts. Crocodiles are my all-time favorite animals, and I hope this video may have given you a new perspective on these resilient and timeless creatures. They're one of the most, if not the most, powerful predator on our entire planet. They are one of the longest living residents to our beautiful world, and I just love them. Each and every single one of them is highly adapted for the place they live and the food they eat, and they're just incredible animals, and I wish more people loved them the way myself and my friends do. If you like these types of videos, let me know in the comments below, and if you have any sort of questions, I'd love to answer them. Now, I hate saying this because it just sounds so cheesy, but if you could hit like for me, it would really help me out, and it pushes my videos across YouTube. And also, consider subscribing so I can continue to take you along with me on my wildlife adventures. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time on the next episode. Yes! That was awesome. Oh, night made.